Hi there, it's Linda here. Thanks so much for joining me today as I have another play with the fabulous alcohol pearls. I'll be creating a messier looking, more textured background this time, and I certainly have a lot of fun playing again with these gorgeous pearls. So first of all, I've got myself a piece of Yupo paper cut down to the size of my card front. I've put a little bit of the blending solution into the little dish you see there, and I thought I'd better get out my glass mat because I did show you that the alcohol inks stained my craft mat the other day, so they do come off the glass mat, thankfully. So first of all, just splotching on some of the pink, which is called Intrigue, and then looked at it and thought that doesn't look right, and realized I had not shaken it enough, so all the pearly shine was still stuck at the bottom. So I did a redo there, and now giving all of them a good shake before I drop on the color where I want it. I tried not to let the colors get too mixed and too much all over the place. I tried to keep blue in a certain area, pink in a certain area, green in a certain area. It mostly worked, but at this stage of the process it's really just a matter of building up the colour. So shaking in between to make sure that they haven't settled again, or after I used them last time. And bit by bit I gradually cover my Yupo paper. I decide at this point that I'm going to add a little bit more to certain areas and then use my brush to try and cover those areas a little bit more. In some ways this works. It blends the colours a bit more. You get more of a blue from the pink and a bit more of a purple, sorry, from the pink and blue, but it still needed more. It wasn't exactly looking the way I wanted it to. I really do want to achieve a look of quite a bit of texture on this piece today, not like these smooth backgrounds that I did the other day, which I'll link to here in this video. So continuing to drop on the colour to make it more intense, and then going back, getting some of the alcohol blending solution and adding it, then using a tissue here to wipe up a colour that was blending together that I wasn't at all fond of. And of course that works fairly easily. You can just grab your tissue and mop up anything that is creating that is not looking too attractive. So dotting on more of the blue there, which is actually called Tranquil, and it's so gorgeous. Well, these three colours are really fantastic. They are from pack number 2 of the alcohol pearls, and the green is called Sublime. So I'm going back here now and I'm starting to achieve the texture that I was talking about. I'm dropping on some smaller drops over the top of what's already there, and that builds up this beautiful texture and really gives it a great look, just with gives you a lot of interest for the eyes. So then I decided, well, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to squeeze some of my pink or Intrigue onto my glass mat, and then I'm going to splotch that on or tap it on. Mixed it with a bit of the blending solution, and that way sort of got a better flick of the colour onto the Yupo paper. So now I'm starting to achieve some of the little splotchy dot bits that I was looking for. That's what I'm talking about when I say texture. So just cleaning off here with a tissue, and then grabbing the colours again, making sure they're well and truly blended, using my glass mat again. And this was not a great use with the paintbrush here. I just tried to put it on into some areas where it was just a little bit pale, and it didn't particularly work that well, so then I go back to trying to splotch it on or splat it on from my paintbrush, and then back to just dripping it out of the bottle to get more texture like I did with the green. So at this stage I'm looking at it and thinking, yep, I'm pretty happy with that. I like where the colours are, I like the intensity of the colours, but I just want to try and break it down now and get those little splotchy patterns of texture. So the alcohol blending solution is great for that. So just with a paintbrush, flicking it on, and you get those little tiny little areas where the colour sort of lightens, and that just gives so much interest to the background. Now I thought I'd use my Mama Elephant Big Happy Birthday die, which is just a beautiful focal point on your card. And I've got this pack of glitter, and I thought these colours may be the best choice. I also had a turquoise that I put up against the piece and thought I could have used that, but I went with the silver, the grey and the black, and then I wanted to compare each one and see which one I preferred. So in the Gemini Junior, these cut out beautifully, really no problem at all. And so far, looking at the silver and the grey here, neither of them is really doing it for me, I must admit. So here's the black, and when I lay the black down, yes, I love that. I think that looks really bold. The grey and the silver just seem to get lost, but the black I love. But then I think to myself, what if I layer, I've got them all cut out now, what if I layer the three of them? And I love the look. It just seems to work straight away. It just seems to be a match made in heaven. So it's a matter of grabbing my fine tip applicator, just adding some liquid adhesive to the right side of each letter, and then adhering the grey glittered piece over the top of the silver, and then doing exactly the same with the black, adding the adhesive again to the right side of each letter, adding the black glittered cardstock piece on the top, and then once it's all lined up and all adhered, I can flip it over, add my adhesive on the back, and then adhere it into the centre of my card front. Once it's down, the only thing that I then need to add is some sequins, and I end up going for some tiny little coloured star sequins. I bought them at the $2 shop. The colours matched perfectly with these gorgeous alcohol pearls, and I just scattered them all around the outside, added them with the help of my crystal katana, and my card is finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed my card, and maybe you'll be able to have a fun play with some alcohol pearls yourself. I'll see you again soon.